functional group priority list in your NCERT also. So even in the priority order, carboxylic acid is given the number as 1. It is actually the king of functional. Okay, so for the carboxylic acid which I have drawn here, how many carbons are there? There is only one carbon, and for one carbon meth is used. Okay, so methane, I should write E here. Okay, but I will not write E here. I will drop this E and I will add oic acid. So it becomes methanoic acid. Similarly, if I write this compound, so how many carbons are there? There are 2 carbons. So I should write it as ethane, but I will drop the E and I will write ethanoic acid. Okay, so this is the naming. Actually, the root name is based on the longest chain including the carboxylic group. And whenever you are numbering the chain, okay, no matter where your substituents are there, where your double bond is there, whatever is happening in the chain, you don't have to pay attention. You have to give the carbon of COOH as first number. This is your priority. Even in the priority list, that is the priority order of functional group, you can read the functional group priority list in your NCERT also. So even in the priority order, carboxylic acid is given the number as 1. It is actually the king of functional groups. Okay, and the carboxylic acid suffix is appended after the hydrocarbon suffix minus the hydrogen. Okay, so that thing we also will discuss. And hydrocarbon structure is an alkane. Fine. So there we will drop the E and we will add oic acid. For example, if somebody is asking you what should be the name of C4 carboxylic acid, so you can say that it is butanoic acid. Okay. Now we will be discussing some acids here whose IUPAC name you should know and whose common name. Okay, common names you should also be aware of. So the very first is COOH, HCOH, right? Even if I am not drawing the structure, you should understand the line diagram. CH3COOH, because now you are skilled enough to draw either of the representation method. You can draw the line structure from the formula, or you can write the formula from the line structure. Okay. Next is CH3CH2COOH. Okay. Then CH3CH2CH2COOH. Okay. Then CH3CH2CH2CH2COOH. Okay. Then CH3CH2CH2CH2COOH. So first of all, we will be discussing this. Here only one carbon is there, therefore you will write methanoic acid. Similarly, here 2 carbons are there, therefore you will write ethanoic acid. Then 3 carbons are there, you will write it as propanoic acid. Then 4 carbons are there, you will write it as butanoic acid. Then these are 5 carbons, you will write it as pentanoic acid. Then 6 carbons I have written here if you count, so it is hexanoic acid. Now this is not any rocket science. Now the thing which you have to learn and which you must know to solve your questions if common names are given, so you must be knowing these common names. Even these common names are also mentioned in your NCERT of class 12, and some of them have been also mentioned in the NCERT of class 11th. Okay, so fine. The common name of methanoic acid is actually formic acid. The common name of ethanoic acid is acetic acid. The common name of propanoic acid is propionic acid. That is IONIC, propionic acid. Then it is butyric acid. Next is the valeric acid. Next is caproic acid. Actually, when the IUPAC naming system was not there, so what the scientists did earlier, whenever they extracted any organic compound from any organic source, so they linked that compound's name to that organic source. Okay, so this thing has been done a lot of times, and many of the compounds have their special names, but some of them became really very famous, that they are famous as much as their IUPAC name is famous. Okay, so first of all is methanoic acid, that is formic acid. So what happened in the case of methanoic acid, actually when an ant is there, okay, the bite of that ant contains this methanoic acid. So that ant was actually known as something like formic or format, I don't remember it exactly. So from there formic acid name came. Okay, and acetic acid as is discussed. So we have already discussed about allylic and vinylic, and in for the two carbons, actually the word AC is really very famous. So here they named it as acetic acid. Similarly, you will read about acetone. So AC is the AC is very famous for two carbons. Then here it is butyric acid. So this acid was actually obtained from the butter. So they named it as butyric acid. So every acid has its own story. Then next come one acid whose structure is CH2 double bond CH, C double bond OH. Now tell me its name. You know that there are 3 carbons. So 3 carbon means prop. Now you tell me, is there a double bond? Yes, there is a double bond. Now you don't need to number it because it's obvious that when this will get as 1, so double bond will be present at 2. Okay, so you don't need to write the position because there is no any other position possible in this structure on which double bond can come. So it will be prop ene. Okay, now I will drop the E of ENE and I will write it as propanoic acid. Right? This was its IUPAC name, and the common name of this compound is really very famous, and the common name of this compound is acrylic acid. Why its name is acrylic acid? If I ask you, have you heard about acrylic paints? Some of the students, some of you might be interested in drawing. So you must have heard about acrylic paints, acrylic clay, acrylic crayon colors. So in that acrylic paints, propanoic acid is found because it is used in the paint industry. Fine. Now here, when you are discussing about systemic nomenclature, we know how to number the chain. For example, just to connect something, I am writing this here again. So suppose this is your structure. So how you name it? You name it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is IUPAC numbering. Fine. If I say you that how they are numbered in olden times or common nomenclature. If I ask you, so what's the numbering? Again, let's draw this structure. That is double bond OH. Here let's draw a chain. I know this is somewhat zigzag. Here let's draw a chain. Now you have to name it. So this is the carbon which is of C double bond OH, and we know it is of higher priority. So here in common nomenclature, I will give it as alpha. Okay. Adjacent to it will be beta. Here it will be gamma. Then delta. Okay. Then epsilon. This structure is epsilon. So this was the method of common nomenclature. For example, if I give you a compound, let's say this is the compound. OCH3. Right? Now I say you to write the IUPAC name. So what you will do, first of all, you will select the principal carbon chain. So the principal carbon chain will be your, okay, and this will be treated as substituent. If I number it in IUPAC, I will say 2-methoxy, right? I will say 2-methoxy. You know that this is alkoxy group, and when we were discussing about the functional group, we discussed that how we write it as methoxy. So this is 2-methoxy, right? And 4 carbon chain is there, so I can write it as butanoic acid. So this was your common naming. Now if I ask, so this was your IUPAC naming. Now if I ask you that what will be the common name So first of all, you have to do the numbering in common system. So this will be your alpha, this will be your beta. So it will become beta methoxy. Okay, beta methoxy. It was butanoic acid in IUPAC name. We know that in common name, butanoic acid is obtained from the butter, so it is known as butyric acid. So it will be called as beta methoxy butyric acid. Okay? Any problem? Okay, fine. Now let's discuss one more question. Suppose this is the structure given to you. Fine.
In crowded classes, these gaps go unnoticed. With one-to-one mentoring, chemistry becomes logical and real improvement begins.